Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV, proudly back for the season by Ladbrokes, where now you can boost your odds. It is what you'd imagine it is. You take your odds and you get them boosted by the good people at Ladbrokes. I'm going to be doing that a little bit later on in the show when I pick my first goal scorer. So if you want to know how it works, stay tuned for that. Let's get stuck into it. I have in my hand right here, right there, the squad, the first 11 and substitutes that are going to beat Chelsea this weekend. Do you want to know what it is? I'll give you a little sneak peek. It's Simon Mignolet in goal. So let's work our way through it. You know what? Am I going to give away my mentality early on? No, I'm going to surprise you all. I'm going to persist with Joe Gomez. I'm going to play in 2 games back to back because I think he's our best right back. I think Trent is very, very good, but I think you get a little bit more stability with Gomez. At a tricky time at times against Sevilla, one time in particular, Nolito put him on his jacksie, but he came back and I thought he had a pretty decent game all told. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. I'm going to level with you. I have gone with absolute optimism for this one. Sort of. So, I am going to start Dejan Lovren because I am banking, with no information on this whatsoever, that Joel Matip will be fit and will start this game. And because I think that Jurgen thinks Lovren is better than Klavan, even though we know he's been chock full of clangers at times, throughout his Liverpool career, I think the fact that Lovren's come in and played a couple of games, I think he would use that as his excuse to get Lovren back into the team. It's perfectly reasonable to suggest that Klavan would get that because, look, Matip and Klavan have been doing pretty well when they've been partnered up. That's my feeling, that's my gut instinct. Now, obviously, if Matip's out, that will just be Ragnar Klavan. Klavan will be there, Lovren will be there, and we'll just have to deal with it. Left back, here's another one. There's going to be a load of debate on this, I'm sure, and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. We'll come to some comments in a moment on this from Tom. I am going to persist with Alberto Moreno at left back, and I think the manager will too, because he's not one to throw people under the bus, and we saw this after Spurs. Now, because of injury in the warm-up, Dejan Lovren never made it into the next game following Spurs. He was withdrawn very, very late on, but the manager's always said he prefers to work with people and get them going. There'll be so many people calling for Andy Robertson, and I think, look, absolutely fair to call for him in this, and it will lead to the question of where does he get his game if he can't get in and get a game when Moreno's had as poor a performance as he did in midweek in the Champions League. Then what does that mean? But look, it's a long season. I think we'll see Robertson when he's ready and not before then. And if he's not been playing loads of games, it's because the manager doesn't feel the need to rotate him. I think this is a good chance to get Robertson in. But personally, I feel from what we know about Klopp, I think he will give Moreno the chance to get himself back in form. Similarly, another bad game in midweek for this player, but I bank him to start this one. Because, look, like it or not, Jordan Henderson is the club captain. He will anchor the midfield. And this is where things start to get dead sexy. Hold on for a moment, and we'll come to that. I want some comments first, though, Tom. Some thoughts on Alberto Moreno at left-back?
Douglas James Horn, Moreno drop, please. Milner or Robertson in, please.
Yeah, now, I think there's a very interesting case for James Milner. I think Milner only went to left-back because we didn't have another left-back option on the bench, if I'm perfectly honest. And of course, Milner is there because he can do that job, and that's why I think he's a fantastic player to have on the bench. But I'm not so sure. I don't think he's genuinely in contention to be a starting left-back for Liverpool anymore. I think if Moreno will come out, I think it will be Robertson.
Harrison Black saying Moreno has had one bad game and he's played near enough every game this season and played well. So don't give him.
Exactly. I think that's a great point. I think we discussed this a lot on there. It'll come up again on the build-up show, which will be out later today. We did it on the Final Word show as well. I think there's a temptation to throw the baby out with the bathwater on Moreno because he is baby-sized. But he's had a fantastic season for Liverpool so far. He's been, I don't want to hyperbolise it, but I think he's been up until this game pretty much our most consistently good player, with the exception of Mo Salah, of course. So I would bank on, if you shut off some of the bad games he's had prior to this season and you just went on his form this season, I don't think one bad game is enough to bomb him out to the side. I'm glad to see there's some people who are prepared to back him as well, because look, we've got a video from 442s going up today as well that takes the piss a little bit out of Alberto Moreno and Klopp's handling of him. But I'd back him. I would. And if he's not, you know what? If he doesn't do it, then you just bring Robertson in from there on. Anyway, as promised, this is where it starts to get sexy. Felipe Coutinho. I mean, obviously, very good player. We know we like to see him in midfield now. We're going to see more of him, I think, even though there is a case to go really big and solid in midfield. I don't think we will. And this is why I think we're going to see the return of Adam Lallana. Yeah, I know. Mad. Absolutely bonkers. And the front three, as we know, picks itself. But let me know your thoughts on Lallana, Coutinho, Henderson as a midfield trio. And we'll come to them comments in a second. Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane. Yes, Liverpool are going full Man City in Chelsea's face. Man City were doing this. They've been doing this with one holding mid and just all the attacking talent. I think this is what Liverpool have been building towards. Is Chelsea at home a team we haven't beaten at Anfield in 5 years? The time to do this? Yes, because we haven't beaten them at home. Whatever we tried hasn't been working. So let's go something. Let's go. Let's just hang our nuts out there and let them swing in the wind and start. If they then slap Chelsea to one side, then it proves you've got big balls. Let's just quickly run through the suspensions, Tom, before I get your thoughts on my exceptional midfield trio. Loris Karius, obviously, on the bench. Now, this proves the difficulty of the situation we're in now. Klavan, I've gone for Milner. Gini Wijnaldum. Emre Can, down there. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Come on, Emre. Come on, Emre. Just hanging him off Ox. And Daniel Sturridge. I'm not convinced of this, because what I've ended up doing there is just, well, obviously there's probably some guys who have got off to the side. That means no place for Robertson, no place for for Alexander-Arnold, and no place for Dom Solanke. And I'd be perfectly honest, I would like to see all three of these guys on the bench, but the reasoning is centre-back for Klavan, fine. James Milner for all-around coverage, because I think if you put Alexander-Arnold on there as a full-back cover, then if you have a problem with Moreno, you maybe have to put Gomez to left-back, and I'm not totally convinced on that. So you've got Milner as an option. I think I've maybe got too many midfielders, so let me know your subs bench in the comments below. I think our bench is probably slightly better for all these because we've got more variation. But how do you bomb Wijnaldum straight out the team and straight out the bench? Similarly, Emre Can. Oxlade-Chamberlain needs to be in this because we need to have some pace in the attacking positions, and then you're left with one centre-forward option. And there was a lot of criticism of Sturridge, and I've done a video on Daniel Sturridge and whether Liverpool should keep him in January over on Mates TV, which is my personal YouTube channel. He's the most likely goal scorer. I've not even thought about Danny Ings as well. It's tough. It's very, very tough. Let me know yours in the comments. Tom, what do people think of my world-class midfield today?
So Murray, Kassim, I think. We need to get Lallana back in the midfield to bring that energy back.
Yep.
Farhan Ilyas, Can and Milner in, Hendo and Wijnaldum out.
Okay.
And Matty Latty says, I feel like we need two defensive-minded midfielders to protect our back line.
Yeah.
We get cut open with one pass. The front guys can win the game by themselves.
I see. I can see that case. I think I think the conservative manager puts Emre Can and Henderson as a 2 in there and leaves Coutinho as a 1 in front to impact this. But I don't know. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't the game for this. But I feel like we've kept Adam Lallana fit and fresh for a reason. And I think the alternative is it's Coutinho or Lallana. I mean, that is very much a possibility. Lallana could be a 60-minute substitute for Phil Coutinho just to get him back in. But I don't know. We've sprung a few surprises. I do like the idea of an Emre Can. I agree that an Emre Can in midfield gives you a little bit more screening for the back four. I don't know. I've gone with my gut. I've gone with my instinct. Got any more comments for us, Tom?
I do. Conor Griffiths, that's the best attacking lineup I've seen in my lifetime, supporting Liverpool. Fucking tremendous up the Reds.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael Chapp there, kind of echoing what you've just said there. Not a chance Lallana is starting without coming off the bench first, especially in such a big game.
Yeah, possibility. Now, the talk last week in the build-up to the weekend was that he was ready. He was fit and ready, and he didn't play in the behind those closed doors games because he was better off. He was fit, and he didn't need it for fitness. He needed to just carry on training and do some proper training. That he's not been involved in midweek. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked to see him just go straight in because he is a machine. Apparently, he's been flying in terms of getting ahead of himself in a fitness sense and training. So, very, very interesting stuff indeed. Tom?
Just an update on the Joel Matip stuff. A few people have been saying he's injured. He is, but Klopp told LFC.com they're all here from the normal squad, apart from Joel. He's in Liverpool and full training, so all good.
Oh, okay, so that does bode well for a Joel Matip. So again, the question is, if Joel Matip is back, do you just restore him to the defence that it was prior to his injury? So you put him and Clavan alongside each other, or do you think that Dejan Lovren's performances in the last couple of games warrant him to be restored to the first team? All that in the comments. I want one more, Tom, and then let's get out of here.
Rob Mason, Bobby looked knackered on Tuesday, resting for Studge.
Yeah, maybe, but from a personal opinion, look, that's our best front three, particularly in these type of games. I could see a case for, I think the only debate is whether Sturridge, if it's down to one centre forward option on the bench, whether it's Solanke or Sturridge and who impacts the game more. I would like to see Solanke. But no, I think Klopp will put his best foot forward in this regard, and then we've got a theoretically slightly easier game in midweek, so you might see one or two being rested for then. Look, the idea is go into Chelsea, be 3-0 up this time, and this time be more solid, and then look have these guys off by the time 75 minutes is up. All of these three are off. They're sat in an ice bath, chilling out, relaxing. And then they're ready for the rest of the games for this mad period coming up. That's the ideal world solution. Anyway, let me know your starting 11. Oh, go on, Tom.
Who's your first goal scorer, Paul?
Thanks, Tom. Very nearly. This is Chris's show, can't you? The first goal scorer that I've gone with, thanks to the wonderful people at Ladbrokes and their odds boost. Ooh, I'm going to take a tip straight out of Chris Pajak's book. Basically what you do is you give it to Mo Salah every single week, and odds are, because he's the top goal scorer in the Premier League, you're going to be right. 9-2 would be the odds for him to get the first goal scorer, because you can have your odds boosted by Ladbrokes. Why wouldn't you? Why would you not want boosted odds? Think about it. You could have 9-2, yeah, or go on Ladbrokes, get it boosted to 19-4. Now, it's not a significant increase, but it's an increase. You're going to get that all over the place, 9-2. But are you going to get 19-4? You're not. You're only going to get that with Ladbrokes and getting your odds boosted. Now, of course, we're recording this live on a Thursday midday. That's correct at time of recording. If you want more terms and conditions, you can get them there in the video info underneath. Obviously, make sure you're totally versed on what you need to know in that regard. I can do it now, but you don't want me to sit here and read terms and conditions, so I won't. I want to tell you to leave your starting 11 predictions in the comments below. Leave your first goal scorer predictions, and if you have gone on Ladbrokes and if you had gone and got your odds boosted on any of these, let us know how you're getting on with it as well. What is your tip for Liverpool first goal scorer? Leave your full 11s. I want your benches as well, because you know what? I go full in on this. I'm not like Pajak. I'm not Pajak who goes, I won't do subs because it's too hard. No, I've gone for it because you know what? Life's hard. And you know what? When you have a hard life, you tackle it. You get stuck in and you give it a big bear hug and you scream, you'll never walk alone in its face, and then you win. Just like Liverpool are going to do this weekend. Give this video a thumbs up if you think the mighty Reds can turn over Chelsea in our own backyard at the weekend. We'll be back with more content. Uncensored Match Build-Up show to come. I shall see you there. Thank you very much.